Nichelle. Oh, yes. Excuse me. Nekia Nichelle. She hails from the south suburbs, and she is no stranger to Chicago's elite industry scene. You might have caught some of her features in magazines like Rolling Out or Indigo, and you might have even heard her being interviewed on WGN Radio and Power 92, or perhaps you were one of the millions of Flair TV fans across the globe that experienced her charismatic personality as the host of the popular entertainment show that highlights celebrity profiles. Well, you interviewed, and welcome. First, let me say welcome.
Thank you.
You have a beautiful smile.
Thank you.
You interviewed Donna Summer.
I did.
And when did you do this?
It had to be late 2007, early 2008. I was just starting as a television host for Flair TV.
Okay.
So, yeah, she came out to Chicago. She was releasing her album, Crayons.
Okay, all right.
At the time. So, we got to interview
Did she live in Europe?
Yeah, she did.
Okay, that's what I thought.
She did. Europe. That's where she met both of her husbands.
Okay.
So, yeah, she came out, and in her diva. I thought she was, maybe being a diva. She had glasses on, and but she was so lovely. You know what we sang with her? Our intro to the interview was, "I need some hot stuff, baby, this evening." I need some hot stuff. And she loved it. She joined. Did. Oh yeah, she joined in and sang with us. And then at the end, you know what? Gotta have some hot stuff. She pointed to us. Gotta have some love. But very wonderful woman. Very wonderful woman. Just nice. I mean, even just she seemed very spiritually grounded when I met her.
Did she make any? Did she ever disclose if she had been ill or anything like that? If she had any type of health challenges at that time?
She didn't. And I heard that she was, she had kept it within her family.
Right.
But when I think about it, if she's been suffering with cancer for 10 years.
Oh, wow. That's something.
At that time when we met her, she definitely had to be, fighting there as well. Like I said, she was wearing glasses, and I don't know if she was trying to, maybe hide anything. You know how you lose your hair.
Yeah, right.
So maybe
that was part of her. Well, but let's celebrate her life, because, and if you have any, just any remarks about Donna Summer, what she meant to you or what her music meant to you. Was it your songbook? What was your favorite Donna Summer? I have my favorite song by Donna Summer was a little known song, I Want to Have Dinner with Gershwin.
Oh.
And she had written this herself, and she had written the song. She had a lot of talent.
Yeah,
she had a lot of talent.
Yeah,
she was bigger than life. And Last Dance was the song that was always the last song played at a club when they were about to end it. She had a great impact.
She did. On
the music industry. I mean, she had like 15 top 10 singles. I mean, that says that a lot for people.
It does. She actually, while kind of briefing myself on her, she went to Europe and made her mark there.
Oh my goodness. I mean, she had a bigger career there than she had here, if that's at all possible.
But that Love to Love You got everybody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that was the nastiest song.
I loved it. What does that say? I like that song.
I was like this. I'm like, this is because I wasn't having sex at the time, so I was living vicariously through that nasty, wonderful song.
I love that song.
591-1690 773-591-1690. If you have any memories, or if you would like to comment with Nekia Nichelle and me about Donna Summer, please feel free to do so. Let's go to Kevin in Florida. Kevin, thanks for your call. I'm good. I missed you this week. She won her first Grammy.
Right.
I believe, I can't remember, I'd have to Google it or whatever, but she has just done. I think she won 4 Grammys. Last Dance was her first Grammy.
Yes.
That was her first Grammy. But Kevin, thank you so much for calling, and I appreciate that you're still listening every day. I told you, Kevin, you need to get a hobby. So anyway, but anyway, I thank you. I listen to Donna Summer and I hear these people say these wonderful things. And as I was telling Nekia, I watch Sunday Morning with Charles Osgood every Sunday. I tell you that it's just like part of my Sunday. If I don't see Sunday Morning with Charles Osgood and these great stories, I feel like my week is kind of off kill. But in 2000, something about like 2008, they too did a wonderful expose about Donna Summer, what she had been doing in her life. She looked absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
she looked absolutely beautiful. And what did you notice when you saw her? I mean, her skin looked flawless.
Yeah, I mean, I have the video on my YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So if people go to it's youtube.com and just type in Nekia, Nekia Nichelle, and they can see, parts of the interview. But her skin looked flawless. She definitely, at that time, we were using the tagline, definitely have flair. She definitely had flair. Her hair, I don't know if she was wearing a wig at the time.
She always wore.
Yeah, okay, that's what my mom said. She always wore wigs, so that wouldn't have been the number one indication.
She always wore wigs.
But she looked good. She weight-wise and everything. I thought she looked phenomenal.
She looked healthy.
Yeah, she did.
What do you think her legacy is going to be? What do you think her legacy is going to be?
I definitely think her legacy is going to be feel-good music.
Okay.
She, like you said, has hit the club scenes.
She defined the whole decade.
She did. She defined.
As the queen of disco, yes. She defined the whole decade.
Disco. I think that what's so impactful about her is not only did she define it here in the U.S., but I think just globally.
China, all over the world. Probably one of the most beloved artists of all time that had such a global presence, because that's when discotheques were so big. I mean, they were just huge. I mean, they just were larger than life. You had the balls, the mirrored balls and all of that. Yes. I didn't mean balls. There were people that used to say, Donna, they thought she was a drag queen.
Yeah, no.
I didn't mean balls.
But she's great in the drag queen.
Oh, she's huge. In the gay community.
Absolutely.
Oh, she's huge.
Yes. So I think she's still going to have an impact. Even within her legacy, even though she's passed away, her music is still being played.
773-591-1690. Were you a big fan of Donna Summer or so? What was your favorite Donna Summer? Give us a call at 773-591-1690. And this is our time to remember a great artist. And I won't say she had a tragic death, because the family had sent out to the press and said that they were at peace because she was at peace. Okay. Just very dignified. Yes. Very, very dignified. And that's always the best way to go. But so tell us about some of your other interviews that you've done. Some high profile people we'd be interested in.
Well, I always use Queen Latifah.
Oh, I bet you that was hot.
Oh, she's so it was at the My Black is Beautiful event. And we were the only local media that got the opportunity to interview her. She is really dope. I love her.
She's such a talent. She has transformed herself into such a fine woman.
Hasn't she? I'm like, wow, just remembering from Set It Off to now. It's a total.
I love that movie, Set It Off. That is like one of my favorite movies. I always can catch it on TBS or something, or TNT.
Yeah.
But I love that movie.
I do too.
And I just came across it because I don't see a lot of black movies, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm into like the Turner classic movies.
Okay.
I love old movies. I love everything about old Hollywood. I know everything about every actor you think you want to know, the most obscure. I'm like really into it. And I think that was because of my father, because he was into it. But I can tell you, I look at Queen Latifah and look at a woman who is so talented. Yes. She's Broadway, films. She can sing the classic ballads.
I know.
Like you have never heard before.
I know.
I don't know. And when we come back, I've got to take a break. But when we come back, do you care what her sexual preference is? Why is that such a big deal? Let's talk about that after we take a break. Why do people care? Why are we so interested in what people's sexual orientation? What does that have to do with the type of person and human being that they are? 591-1690, 773-591-1690. That is your connection. My guest is Nekia Nichelle. It gets kind of tongue twisted. Nekia Nichelle, and she is just a wonderful person. She's into the elite entertainment industry, so that's why I've got her in the studio today to tap her brain about a few things. Anyway, 773-591-1690. It is 10:20.
Okay.
Are you okay? And she is a personality in her own right. She likes to interview celebrities, and she does a very good job with it. Give your website.
NekiaNichelle.com. That's Nekia, Nichelle, Nichelle.com.
And then you can see some of her interviews and just exactly what you do. I've got a couple of calls. I've got Collier. He's calling me from Kenosha because I asked the question, why do you care what someone's sexual orientation is, if they're a doctor, if they're a singer, if they're anybody, as long as they're a good human being? Why do you care what their sexual orientation is?
Exactly.
Let's go to Collier in Kenosha. Hi, Collier. Thank you for calling.
Good morning.
I'm great.
That's good. Hey, on the sexual orientation thing, I don't feel a lot of tolerance from the other side when it comes to people who don't agree with this lifestyle.
Okay.
And I think when people vote their conscience, or when people, you shouldn't judge people or treat people any different for loving them.
Right.
Caring about them. But when it comes to, a preference, if that's what a person chooses to do. But I think when it comes to voting, I caught you at the last minute going out, so it may not be right on topic.
But that's all right. Go right ahead.
There's been a lot of aspect almost to, what the David and Obama said and why people won't vote for him and that. I get a lot of people calling in, saying that you're Christian and that. But on the other hand, we're not supposed to vote for legislation and things that we agree with are in our best interest. And people that have a background of Christianity and they have a relationship with God and whatnot, they're not supposed to vote according to their conscience, according to what they believe.
All right, then. I thank you, Collier. I'm just running out of time. I'm sorry. Let's go to Douglas on the north side. Hi, Douglas. How are ya?
Good morning. I wanted to share some of my thoughts about Donna Summer.
Oh, go right ahead, Douglas.
I used to listen to her music back in the 70s, and I noticed on different radio stations that there were actually two versions of each of her hits. There was the long version and the short version.
That's right. You're right about that. Where was that? Well, you go ahead and you can answer that, Nekia.
Usually on radio, I'm assuming you have to have a certain amount of time,
right?
That you can only play a song, and the longer versions were the best. I mean,
the longer versions were basically for the club goers.
Yeah, that's true.
Basically, it was for the club goers, and you don't just love to love you. The long version of
12 minutes.
It is 12 minutes.
It's 12 minutes.
It's off the chain.
It is.
And you can watch. It's so nasty. I just love it.
I love it.
I know it. You're nasty too. Nekia Nichelle, thank you. You have been such a wonderful and delightful guest. I'd love to have you on again sometime.
Absolutely.
All right then. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm telling you guys. Like some of us, Medea is out of the unemployment line. I don't know who hired her, but guess what? She's got a job. Tyler Perry has done it again in his new stage play.